welcome to Mounjaro Weight Loss with me, Lee Marshall. This is week 13 of the weight loss injections. Weighing myself yesterday or the day before, can't remember. It seems like I've just maintained the weight from the previous, so 20 stone 12 pounds, which is disappointing but also a relief because some old habits were slipping back in, drinking and crisps, but not to the excess where it was every single night drinking. So well, a few cans over 1 or 2 days, nothing major and nothing I'm gonna slowly slide back into. What is the issue is that it's basically mental health. I don't think it does get talked about enough, but we might as well have another video because it seems like it falls on deaf ears really about talking about mental health and weight really. Mainly I'm going to go on to my mental health. I'm not going to sit here trying to figure out other people's viewpoints on it, and because it would take forever, and to be honest most people kind of want it to be quite simplified, like the whole mental health aspect of things. So you could go on forever with it, but my weight gain is linked to basically my mental health really. There's times where I have been lazy, but not to the degree where I've put myself in this situation. It has more been down to my general unhappiness with things. A lot has kind of gone on over the years. Some of it, my own stupidity, has led me down a depressive track, as it were, and that has then led to weight gain. My main weight gain, a few years back I lost my friend, so I was about this size a few years back when I lost him, so I was about 21 stone, and I started running every day, and I was eating basically a bit of cheese wrapped with a slice of pepperoni, and that was what I every night, same time, roughly 10-11 o'clock at night, and I would be up in the morning for work, come home, go for a run, and I got better and better at running. I didn't really feel tired, fatigued or anything like that, and I lost a lot of weight and got down to 14 stone, which is really impressive, probably the lightest I've been since high school. And back in high school I generally thought I was really obese and overweight, and I was a normal size really. It was just, kids in school are horrible and they ruin you, and you take that with you. You take that home and then you believe they're crap basically, and you shouldn't, but you do, and that had a knock-on effect way back then. But then when I dropped down to 14 stone, that was good, and then my wife got sick, so that was with cancer. Then that was the start of one slippery slope, because I was then stress eating again. I was trying to keep her up the running, but that was slowly petering off. People occasionally get in my head and say something that then sticks, and they say, no, you don't need to lose any more weight, you look fine. Well, I should really just do what I want to do and not what others say, which is also a continuing theme really. So yeah, my wife got sick with cancer, so that was quite bad. At the same time my mum was getting sick, couldn't figure that out. My wife's cancer was dealt with quickly, fantastically, and she got the all clear in the March. She got diagnosed in October, she was all cleared in the March. So rough few months, major surgery for my wife, but she came through alive, well, cancer got rid of, eradicated, dealt with. I enjoyed a nice few days before my mum phoned me up and said that she had cancer herself. Unfortunately, my mum wasn't so lucky, so I watched my mum deteriorate from the March, about 3-4 days after my wife got the all clear. So from the March up until she passed away 2 days before Christmas, where she then, well, she's kind of, yeah, we didn't really know that she was going to die. We were naive in that aspect, and that kind of naive, I don't know, stupid is probably the wish. We asked a lot more questions and got told in a more adult way, and none of us really dealt with it properly. And the mental health aspects that I suffer from are kind of across the board with the family in a way. On one side, mum had mental health issues. However, she was old school, so you just have to bite the bullet really and deal with it. Not like that's an appropriate way to deal with it, but back then it was. So anybody that moans about that, tough. It's a different world now to then. But yeah, we lost mum at the Christmas, so I just started eating. I didn't know her, but I thought I was dealing with it okay at first, but then stuff was piling on really. I was eating due to mum passing away, then COVID hit, so I was eating after nearly dying from COVID on the on the bedroom floor. Bloody struggling each night, terrified. So after I recovered from that, I was eating because you burned up. I needed fuel, and then after, what was after COVID, and then, well, I was at uni at the same time, so stress of uni, stress of my wife's, I won't name her, my wife's, nearly did, my wife's ongoing cancer treatments and resurgery and reconstruction surgery and everything that was happening. The after effects of COVID lingered for a year, in regards to the situation in the country of lockdowns and shutdowns and don't do this, don't do that, the tensions with people believing it's a hoax because they're ill-informed and they just like to think they're... So part 2 of this, so COVID, that was the end of that video. Kind of cut off, so I'm gonna have to do this and watch the stop button here. So yeah, COVID hit. After that, then I had my wife's reconstruction surgeries, I had uni, I had full-time work, I had lingering COVID effects, long COVID, which absolutely wrecked my body really. I was exhausted, I was short of breath, I was just generally beaten down. That pitted on for a few years. Then I decided, after ongoing issues with my anger as well due to the constant stress, the one thing that always helped with anger and shut me down was antidepressants. So last year I made the decision to go on to antidepressants again to curb my anger really, and it did work. Didn't really feel anything, but on the downside is that it's weight gain due to antidepressants. So I was also smoking quite a lot, I should mention. So as soon as I started taking antidepressants, I seemed to curb my smoking. Not 100% sure why. I think I was getting fed up and wanted to quit for ages, and I managed to convince my mind that was the cut-off point. Antidepressants curb and shut down all emotions and shut out the smoking, and it has worked. And it was by that time I was also trying to go back to the gym, so that was working for a bit as well. I was going to the gym before that as well, a year running up to it. Then around Christmas time, after quit smoking, decided to have a drink for Christmas, and then I didn't really stop. It was ongoing. So every night from December last year up until September this year, when I finished with the cruise, I was drinking on the cruise, eating what I wanted on the cruise, and I thought enough's enough, especially when I was trying to lose weight, and one of the biggest hurdles is probably the drinking, because of the amount of calories. It's makes you feel bloated. None of my clothes that were fitting, again, even though I was losing weight, they still weren't fitting. And when you're in the hot climates and your clothes are clinging to you and your stomach's hanging out and you feel like crap, enough's enough. So even though I've had 1 or 2 cans since I've been back, overall my drinking has gone to possibly 2 nights in the past 3 weeks I've been back in work. So that's pretty good, all things considered, to be perfectly honest. But again, I've had uni more and work the past year, and really with the antidepressants, with the weight gain, didn't really help that I was then starting to eat more when I was in work. You're sitting around in my place of work. It's a supported living, but most of the guys are older, so a lot of them sleep, and there's not much to do apart on a 14-hour shift apart from to eat every biscuit that you can find in the house, which I was very good at, and hence the ballooning of my weight. By then, also due to the antidepressants, I was motivated and more. My emotions were kind of curbed and shut down. So then I was slowly not going to the gym, and then I was getting anxiety about not going to the gym. It's fun, this. So, and then I went when I was going. I would then have anxiety there and couldn't stomach it more than half an hour, unless it was empty, and then it was fine. I could do the hour and a bit more. But seeing people that are slimmer than you, obviously they say they don't care. 1 or 2 do look at you like you shouldn't be there, whatever. You're not gonna be free of arseholes. That's the nicest way to put it. You're just not. No matter what crap people say, you're not going to be free of people that make you feel like you don't belong. And at 41 years old, I was really fed up of feeling like that from people that I genuinely couldn't give a stuff about. So yeah, the desire to then really quit the gym kind of became overwhelming, because I was getting more and more anxious, wasn't enjoying it. I like being on my own in places like that, not with groups and fighting to get on the damn machines. And finally, the fat jab, it was lovingly called, or Mounjaro as we now know, it was a new thing that was slowly taken off. So after some and ahhing and a lot of will it work, won't it work, well, that's when these videos started to make me accountable to continue to work towards being better. So yeah, mental health wise, it is been a struggle. I think ultimately the main cause of a lot of my issues is not being able to deal with said issues. So I kind of internalize a lot of things. I find it a struggle to communicate and to say what is bothering me, and sometimes where the anger comes out is that it builds up after a while, and it's then an explosion in a way. Nothing sinister or violent. It's just it's kind of an argument that just doesn't make real sense, because it's disjointed and it's everything that's been bubbling away for ages just suddenly comes out. So a lot of it is come from I don't feel heard a lot of the time by the people in my life. I feel like I'm constantly laughed at, so that knocks my confidence, knocks my self-esteem, and it generally, like, I'm just a joke to people. So that drives you back to food in a roundabout way. Not being able to sort certain things out in regards to jobs and finances, I find them a struggle, because I find it overwhelming. So when it's overwhelming, you seek comfort somewhere else. When you can't communicate and you feel like you're taken advantage of, I then find that I'm finding comfort where I can find comfort. So be it food or smoking or drinking, or this bloody stage in my life is suddenly collecting dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. Don't ask, I don't know. I saw the film, somehow it overtook my life. It's stupid, okay? But again, there's issues, and then feeling losing weight, I feel inadequate anyway. I feel like people looking at me. Sometimes I can get by thinking it's not an issue, as it were, until I see myself in reflections. Some days I feel with the right clothes and the right situation, whoever, blah blah blah, I feel okay in myself, even though my head is crashing, that I'm feeling overwhelmed and I'm feeling what's the point in going on. And I know that was a dark suicidal thing that doesn't really touch that's in the peripheral. It's there, but why bother going there to do anything? I mean, there seems like a lot of hard work, and obviously I can't be bothered going to the gym. Never mind throw myself off a bridge. Just sod that, it means walking somewhere. But no, the mental health side it's complex. It's never one thing, and I can never get the point across on how to do it. A lot of, I don't know, I've seen some things recently around the celebrities, or they're supposed to be important people. They're not. They're no ones. They're actors, or they're influencers online. They're basically no one, really. And they're no ones that have always, I suppose, had the good body and always had the popular attention. And maybe and they've got their own mental health issues. I can see that sometimes with certain ones. This sounds like I'm having to go with all influencers and actors and celebrities, and that's not the case. Some of them are quite open-minded, but there's some that are, oh well, I work out every day, so you're just lazy. There's no excuse not to do it, no excuse to be fat. There's plenty of bloody excuses. Get screwed, mate. So like, you haven't got a clue. And by the sound of things, you're not open to learning to understand where we're coming from that are struggling with weight. We could throw ourselves in for a whole year, people that are on a weight loss journey, really throwing ourselves in, watching what we eat, doing the workouts, with or without the jabs and any extra support or help. And it would take a comment to start the snowball effect again, and it would just roll downhill. It would gather more and more insecurities and comments and little bits and pieces of glass that will stick in your head and make you feel like you're nothing, that you're worthless. And then you go back to the comforts, like the alcohol and the smoking, and for in the case in point of those of us that are overweight is food. We find the comfort, that momentary, like that minute a beef burger's on our lips and we can taste how good it is. We find that is what we need to get ourselves through until afterwards, and we're right back to the self-pity party, and we're sitting there wondering, why did we do that? We were doing so well. Why did we eat that? Why? Oh, well, I've ruined that now, so might as well have a drink. And then you go back and forth in this vicious circle. And then on top of that, you then have comments from people that shouldn't really matter, that you'll never meet. Well, because the internet's everywhere now, and no one's thought it's a good idea to maybe stop all the harmful crap that goes on it, you then get bombarded with maybe a TikTok video or an Instagram post or a random Facebook page, and you read comments that are on them. So you've got the videos itself or memes or whatever you want, whatever triggers you, saying you're no good, you're fat people, blah blah blah, lazy, useless, making excuses. And then you got the comments with faceless vile people that are just, they're safe behind the keyboard, they're never going to touch you and you can't do anything to them, and that gives them the ultimate let's rip you apart. And if you try to defend yourself, because I've tried a few times and I've been more and more angry and fuming about these people, and I've been angry about myself as well for falling into the catch of these individuals that don't know your struggles, but they seem to have boiled it down to one simple thing, and life is not simple. The reasons we're overweight is not simple. The reasons we're struggling with mental health are not simple. They're complex issues that take some time to deal with, to address, and they're exhausting to fight. Like last week I was flying high with my weight loss, under 21 stone. This week I'm generally sitting in the car park doing this video, and I don't want to go home. I don't want to be annoyed that with the dogs or my wife or the dishes or bits of on that, little things that trigger me, that make me feel like I don't know, I need some type of comfort regarding alcohol. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. But they're the type of triggers that are minute and trivial to some people, that are catastrophic to people like me, which then sends me back down. Even people in work that have one or two bad comments and you're sliding backwards, and it's not even directed at you, it's just the general attitude of people, and then you're thinking, right, well that's knocked onto me now, and now I've got to deal with that, and it's rolling around my head, and why bother when people are nasty, or it's stupid. It is absolutely stupid that your mental health, if your mind is prone to these attacks, prone to overthinking, it's horrible that your mind can destroy your body so much. And you can sit there and you're looking at it behind your own eyes thinking, well, I'm not going to let this bother me. This isn't going to bother me. I'm better than this. Don't let it get you down. Let's go for that run. Let's go for that walk. Let's eat that healthy food. Let's continue with the jabs because they're working. Let's continue with the going back and bettering yourself with education or wanting that promotion in your job. But then there's this other part of you that shrugs and goes, you're nothing, why bother? And that is really one of the hardest things, if that sounds wrong, the hardest things about mental health issues is that we're not being who we are due to being lazy. We're who we are because we're fighting with ourselves. And I can see like another part of me just sitting there smirking as I do this to say, just shut up. You're nothing. Who are you going to affect with this video? And maybe no one. Maybe no one will ever see it. Maybe one person will see it. It doesn't really matter. But it's to keep... You've got to keep going with... Like, your issues need to be addressed. You can't run from it. I've seen people who run from it, and they sit there and they hide in the rooms, and they hide behind the laptop, and they don't do anything but rip others down, or think they're being smart because they're hiding from the world. And that's not going to help your mental health. It's going to reinforce all the bad shit that you don't want to reinforce, which is then going to lead you to an unhappy life, really. And it's going to have a knock on your physical health, not even just with the weight, but your heart, your blood pressure. Then physical also knock onto your mental. It's a vicious circle, and you need to break out of it. And if people go, well, these jabs, you should be able to do it on your own free will or your own willpower. Now, if these jabs help people boost their confidence enough to try to be better, to try to get over the mental blocks, then who are you to say you can't have them? Who are you to turn around and say you should be able to do this on your own? You don't need any extra help, and rip them down. You shouldn't. Leave people to try to do better, to be better. And if you want to really do something useful with your time, instead of being an arsehole, say, go on, you can do it. That's it. You can do it. Let's see what you've... Good for you. Keep going. Bloody positive few words. That's it. And then you can go about being an arsehole the rest of your day. Go and moan about your car park and space being took up outside your house, like I do. Go and moan about like the weather, or that somebody hasn't put the dishes away, you know. But don't take it out on other people that are trying to better themselves, because they're already struggling and you're ripping them down for no reason. And with people like my mental health issues, severe depression and anxiety creeping in, and it's hard to overcome those little words because they affect us for a lot longer than you've said them. It's really quite horrible and crap. So that probably doesn't really answer my mental health issues. Mine, I need to write a list and then reel off the list, but it would take forever, and I know what needs to be done to help my mental health issues. Would it really benefit me? I don't know. Would it set up another set of problems? Possibly. I know that I'm the type of person who's never fully happy with things, and I can't remember the last time I was happy, to be honest. Like, not worried, not stressed, not sick, and so even that is an issue where you think, right, I've sorted this, now I need to maintain the average, so that I can still be better, can still be more than I was, and still be enough to not slide backwards into creature comforts that have not benefited me my whole life, really. Yeah. I don't know where this came from. I think I needed to talk and to rant, and again, I generally don't care who sees this. Yeah, I've got issues. I'm dealing with them. Well, let's deal with my weight first, and go from there. But it's getting late, and I'm sitting in the car park doing this, and it's, I don't know, it's nearly 7 o'clock. I'm going home. I'm talking to myself in the car park in the dark. It's creepy as hell. If you do watch these and you want to see me do a few more until I run out of the jab pens, which is probably the end of October, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week for a shorter video that's a bit more upbeat. More than likely might even do no, I'm not doing a jant. Just like and subscribe. I'll see you next week. Thank you for listening to my rant. And if anybody does have comments about their own mental health struggles, well, I can help to a degree. Or if you just want to rant to somebody, I'm quite happy to go and I'll do my best to help. But thank you for listening and watching. Goodbye.